Hello, everybody, and welcome to Biosc140. This is the laboratory orientation. This is probably your favorite part of the semester, where we go over the syllabus and the workings of the course, what to expect over the next 16, 17 weeks. This is extremely important. Please follow along. Please pay attention. This is going to set you up for the rest of the semester. So this is Biosc140 Human Physiology, Section 8449 at Diablo Valley College, Fall 2020. Please note that this course will consist of 100% online asynchronous instruction. There are no on-campus meetings and no requirements to be regularly available at a specific time or day. Contents will be posted. This is not a live video. And students must meet regular deadlines for assignments. There is something due basically every week. Basically every week there's something due. So you do need to keep up on everything. All right, so let's move on. However, some assignments, quizzes, and exams must be completed on a particular day. We're going to get into that. Everything. If you look at the syllabus, if you follow along in this lecture, you will know when every single thing is due for the entire semester. So everything's laid out clearly first day of class. So my name is Daniel Sitzman. You can call me Dan, Professor Sitzman. Both work, it all works for me. Email is the best way to contact me. dsitzman@dvc.edu. dsitzman@dvc.edu. With your emails, try to be focused. And when you ask me a question, tell me what you think the answer is. So when helping students, this is my 8th semester teaching this class at DVC. When helping students in this class, I don't know what you know, and I don't know what you don't know. And having you kind of explain your thought process and tell me what you think the answer is helps me help you. When I know where you're at, it's easier to bring me to where you want to be. Does that make sense? So tell me what you think the answer is. Tell me your thought process when you send me email questions. And please send me email questions. I mean, my job is literally to help you. It's to help you get through the semester to learn physiology. So I like engaging with students. Please email me your questions. We're going to get through the semester and we're going to be successful together. Office hours, Tuesday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Most will be by email. I might do some, like before exams, live on Zooms, but most will be via email. During that time, I will respond to emails very, very rapidly. Outside of those hours, if it's between Monday and Thursday, I will respond within 24 hours, usually much faster. On the weekends, I'm not the greatest at responding to emails. Monday morning, I've got a time on my schedule where I respond to emails from the weekend, but I'm not the greatest at responding to emails on the weekend, but Monday to Thursday, even Friday morning, I'm really good at it. Or by appointment. You can always schedule an appointment with to talk with me. I'm here to help. All right, moving on. So course description. Lectures are designed to help students understand the physiological mechanisms of the human body. Special emphasis will be given to regulatory mechanisms on the cell and organ system level, employing chemical, mathematical, and physical principles. The laboratory section will focus on the application, analysis, and evaluation of major physiological principles using molecular technologies, bioelectronics, computer analysis, and/or live organisms. I get into a lot of this in the first lecture, lecture, not lab lecture. And physiology is the study of the function of the human body. We're going to spend 16, 17 weeks studying how the human body functions. And we're going to use many different chemical, mathematical, physical principles to study it, and lots of different technology. Prerequisites: you shouldn't have been able to sign up for this class if you've not completed Biosc139 or Biosc120 or equivalent, or taken some chem class in the past. It is recommended you've completed Biosc102, and you've taken some math also. You should have taken anatomy. Anatomy is really important for this class. Our textbook is the OpenStax Anatomy and Physiology. I have the PDF of the sections you need on the Canvas website for download as a PDF. If you would like a hard copy, you can buy one. They're usually about $40 to $55. When it comes to the laboratory section, there's two books you need. One is the Human Physiology Lab, Biosc140 L for Lab, DVC Biology, or the Laboratory Guide for Human Physiology. It looks like this. It's at the DVC bookstore. You need this book for the laboratory portion of this class. To supplement that book, we have the Physiology Laboratory Supplement. The PDF of the supplement is on Canvas right now. You can download it for free. I believe you can buy a printed out version at the bookstore, but you can download the PDF for free from Canvas right now. And you must be able to access Canvas for this class. The entire class is on Canvas, so you need Canvas. DVC support services. I have lots of support services listed in the first module of this class on Canvas, and also listed on this in this lecture. So life science tutoring is extremely helpful. Your tuition pays for these tutoring services. Utilize them. Utilize them, utilize them, utilize them. This is not a class that you can cram for. There's way too much information. This is a 5-unit class. This is a really, really intense class. This is the biggest challenge for a lot of students who are applying to nursing school or dental assisting schools, this class. Utilize your resources, don't fall behind. So you can find links and places for tutoring through DVC. DSS, if you are in DSS, if there's anything regarding DSS, disability support services, please let me know so I can make the accommodations and I can prepare to help you. Remember, I'm here to help you no matter what's going on. I'm here to help you. We're going to get through this semester together successfully. Let me know what's going on so I can make the arrangements. Grading. This is what most students, this is what makes your ears, kind of stand up. This is what makes you pay attention. This slide tells you where every point from the entire semester is going to come from. Right here. You know exactly what you have to do from this slide to get the grade you want to get. So in this class, right here, this is what you need. There's 800 total points, 800 possible points. Letter grade will be based solely on the total number of points earned. You need to get 90% or 720 to get the A. If you get 720 points, you will get an A. If you earn 640 points to 719 points, you will get a B. If you get 536 to 639 points, you will get a C, and so on. Grades are earned by the quality, not quantity of work. You need to put in the time and learn this material. Please note where these points are coming from. 800 total points, 400, half of those points come from 4 lecture exams. 100 of those points That's about 12.5% come from laboratory quizzes. 100 points come from your comprehensive final. Add those up, 600 out of 800 points come directly from tests. 600 of 800 points come directly from your exams and quizzes. 75 points will come from the JLR, the Journal Article Learning requirements, and the lab report. So this is like a combined, like a two-part assignment. We're going to talk about that shortly. 75 points from there. Physiology paper. This is, you're going to write a 6 to 12 page paper on a topic of your choosing with some guidelines, but it's pretty open. 25 points to write that paper. Homework quizzes and checkup quizzes and homework, 100 points. So 200 points are going to be non-exam test points, and 600 are going to be from exams. So be ready. All right, let's move on, and we're going to look at each one of these line items specifically. All right. So, right here, letter grades we base solely on the total number of points. Lecture exams. There are 4 lecture exams. The lectures are broken up into S1 and then part something. So S1 is going to be lecture exam 1. S2 is going to be everything for lecture exam 2. S3 is going to be everything for lecture exam 3, and so on. So the S is in the title of each lecture is going to tell you what exam it's on. There's 4 of them, 100 points each. Exams are going to have some short answer, fill in the blanks, some calculations, and they're also going to have some multiple choice. Most of the points are going to come from multiple choice. There will be some type out the answer, short answer type of points given out. We will do a specific review activity called the group problems preceding every exam. So the group problems, I mean, we're not going to do them in groups really because we're online right now, but it's a really good review, a really good practice before the exams. So make sure you put some time into the group problems. It's probably the single best way to study in like that final week before the exam is going over the group problems. Please see the syllabus. The dates are already set in stone. Lab quizzes. So when we go through the lab portion of this class, there will be some questions that you see in the lab books. No points come from the questions in the lab books. You should do them because they're great for your learning and they will help you on the quizzes, but all lab points will come directly from the quizzes. The quality at which you perform the laboratory itself, like if we were in person, like the quality at which you mix chemicals and are able to set up a slide underneath a microscope, no points directly from that. All points come in laboratory from the quizzes. There are 4 quizzes, 25 points each. There will be some short answer, type out the answer, and some multiple choice, A, B, C, D. Most questions will be A, B, C, D. There's no formal review scheduled for laboratory quizzes, but I have like a really good study guide for each one. And it's not like a study guide where I give you the answer. It's like, make sure you know the terms related to this, and make sure you know that. What is this? It's a really, you have to put in the work, but it's really thorough. It's really good. It's what's in front of me when I write the exams. So you'll know, you'll be prepared. There's not going to be any curveballs thrown in. If you put in the time, you'll get through it. All right, final exam. It's comprehensive. It is comprehensive. Same format as the lectures. The comprehensive exam is lecture material only. The comprehensive final is lecture material only. 100 points. Makeup exams will only be given under extraordinary circumstances. I do not anticipate giving any makeup exams this semester. The way the exams and quizzes will work is they will become available at about 9 a.m. on a Wednesday. They will become available at a 9 a.m. on a Wednesday. Those Wednesdays are already listed in the syllabus. And you will have between 9 a.m. and 12 midnight to do the exam on those Wednesdays. Once you start the exam, they will be timed. So once you start the exam, they will be timed. It'll be very clear how much time you have to complete the exam. But lecture exams, laboratory quizzes, the final exam, you'll start them between 9 a.m. and midnight on a Wednesday. They're listed in the syllabus. They will be timed, so once you start, you'll have a specific amount of time to complete them. The JLR and laboratory report. The purpose of this assignment is to help students be more comfortable reading primary research, reading scientific research papers. There will be 5 assignments that will teach you about, first, what's the format of scientific research papers, what's a hypothesis, what's an introduction, what's in a methods, what's in a discussion, results. They'll teach you about the different parts of a primary research, and we'll also teach you strategies and how to analyze and understand primary research. And then you'll write up a report, and the report is going to be, you're going to do an introduction, you're going to do a results, and you're going to do a discussion just like a research paper for one of our laboratory assignments. You're going to take one of the labs that we do, and you're going to write up an introduction, you're going to write up a results and a discussion just like you're submitting it to a scientific journal. And that is the laboratory report. 50 points. So 5 JLR assignments, 5 points each, 1 formal laboratory report write-up, 50 points. The due dates for all these are already listed in the syllabus. The first journal assignments are going to be due the 2nd week of class. So be prepared. So down here, it says, look over first couple labs and see what might interest you. For the JLR assignments and for the laboratory report, you're going to pick one lab from day 2 labs or day 3 labs. On day 2, we're going to do 5 individual labs on that one day. You're going to pick one of those 5 individual labs to do your write-up on. They're relatively simple labs, but yeah, you're going to write them up as if they were a research paper that you're submitting to a journal. The Physiology Project is the physiology paper. It's pretty open topic. I want you to pick a topic related to physiology, and I want you to write 6 to 12 pages on it. There are guidelines on Canvas that'll tell you exactly what's expected, but it's pretty open form. There's not a lot of like nitpicking on what needs to be done. It's basically just pick a physiology related topic, write 6 to 12 pages. It needs to relate to physiology somehow. It needs to be written at a college level. There needs to be research cited. Cite research. As far as topics go, it's pretty open, but students tend to pick topics that fall into two categories. You can start thinking about what you want to write your paper on. The first category that students pick is something that relates to what they want to do professionally. I have a friend who's a nurse, and she works with newborn babies. And she loves her job because she gets paid really good money. And one of her main duties is she gets to put hats on babies and wrap babies up in little blankets. She could, if she was doing this project, she could do a paper on the best way to wrap up or put clothes on a little baby, or why do babies need to have cute little hats and be wrapped up like cute little burritos. What's the physiology behind needing to put hats on little babies? That would be a perfectly fine topic. If you want to be a physical therapist, there's so many topics you could pick, write your paper on, what's popular right now? Write your paper on intermittent fasting. There's so many different topics, that you could pick related to the profession that you want to go into. Use this to your advantage. If you're interested, if you want to work in some field, if you want to work with some population, write your paper on that so that you learn more about it. And you get 25 points if you do a good job on it. The other category of topics that people write on are people will write about something that's close to them personally. So I had a student whose wife gave birth and went septic after giving birth. And so he wrote his paper on that topic, on going septic after giving birth. And when we were actually, he was a student when we did a live class, and we actually used to write a paper and do a presentation on it. And his presentation was so powerful. I had another student who loved his girlfriend very much, and his girlfriend was epileptic. He did his project on the specific type of epilepsy that his girlfriend had. I've had some students with, their own health issues, and their own health issues are very personal to them. So they did their project on their own health issues so they could learn more about their own health issues. So that's kind of what the two general categories that people pick. They pick something that's related to their wanted profession, and they pick something that's close to them personally. And because of this, I really enjoy reading the physiology papers. People put in the effort. They're really interesting topics. They're fascinating, and I'm excited to read them for this semester too. So you can start thinking about what you want to write yours on. So 100 points are going to come from the Canvas checkups. The checkups is what we're going to call them. Canvas checkups are are going to be weekly quizzes that you do on Canvas. There's one every single week, and in fact, there's one that you need to do the first day of class. It's kind of like the roll call for the first day of class. You need to do the first day of class checkup quiz in order to stay in the class. It's how I'm taking attendance the first day and figuring out who's going to really participate in this class. For this section, for these 100 points, there's going to be a quiz every single week of the semester in this category. These quizzes might have 6 questions. The first one is 4 questions, actually. They might have 40 questions or 50 questions. I'm going to take the percentage of the whole that you get and give you that many points. So if you get 100% of all these questions right, you'll get 100 points. Now, there's not going to be 100 questions. There's going to be more like 300 or 400 or even 500, probably more like 300 to 400 questions throughout the semester on these checkups, these weekly checkups. So, if there's 300 questions and you get 200 of them correct, that's 66 points. 66% of the total questions, 66 points. If there's 300, end up being 300 total questions, and you get 150, that's 100. That's 50%. You get 50 points. Does that make sense? So there's going to be a lot of questions on these weekly kind of homeworks quizzes. The percentage that you get of the whole, I don't know. I'm going to be adding questions. I don't know exactly how many questions there are going to be. There's going to be a lot though. The percentage you get as a whole on these, that's going to be how many points you get. So whatever percentage is, you'll get that many points. You get 99% of them, you'll get 99 points. You get 97%, you'll get 97 points. These checkups are open note, open book, but you cannot use Google and you cannot work with other people. And that's how all the tests are actually going to be this semester. They're going to be open book, open note, but you can't use the internet outside of our Canvas class, and you can't use other people. That'll be considered cheating. The first checkup, there's going to be no time limit, but the checkups, just like the exams, the lecture exams, comprehensive final, laboratory quizzes, are going to be timed. You'll get 1 to 2 minutes per question. All of the checkup questions, they're going to be, I don't want to say this actually, most will be A, B, C, D, or true or false. But you'll get 1 to 2 minutes per. Late assignments. So no late lecture exams or laboratory quizzes are going to be accepted except under extraordinary circumstances. We touched on that already. As far as the checkup goes, when you look at the syllabus, there's going to be 3 dates listed for each of the checkups. There's going to be the due date. Please pay attention to this because it's a little bit confusing, but we're going to get it, okay? We're going to get this. The checkups are going to have 3 dates listed with them on the syllabus. The first date is going to be the due date. You should complete every checkup by the due date. You should complete every checkup by the due date. However, points will not be deducted like the way that I've worked out, that I've scheduled this whole semester. You should, for your benefit of staying up on top of the topics and staying up with everything, you should complete the checkups by the due date. However, you will not start losing points for your checkups being late until the penalty date. So there's the due date, which is when I think you should complete them by. Then there's the penalty date, after which you will start to lose points from your overall grade of that assignment. So the penalty date, you will start losing 0.5% every hour. 0.5% every hour, that's 12% a day after the penalty date. There's the third date then, which is just the end date. There's the time where we've moved too far beyond that topic, where it just needs to, you can't take it anymore, you get a 0. So you have your due date, which is the date you should complete it by. You have your penalty date, which is when you will start losing points on these checkups. Then you have the end date, which is just no more, you get a 0 if you haven't completed by then. Each of these checkups you will get 2 attempts on. So 2 attempts for checkups. The lecture exam, laboratory quiz, final exam, you get 1 attempt. But for the checkups down here, you get 2 attempts. 2 attempts. There is no extra credit. There's no extra credit. All right, so you should know now where all your points are coming from. That is where all the points are coming from for this class. Academic dishonesty. You can use your own notes. You can use the slides, the notes from class. You cannot use Google. You cannot use other people in the class. That is cheating. That is academic dishonesty. When it comes to academic dishonesty, I have had to deal with this a few times in class. All I do is I document what I see, I document what I experience, and I send it to the head of the department. I'm not the one who deals with it beyond documenting what I experience, what I see. When I see it, I tell it to the dean, and then the dean deals with it. I'm super nice. I'm a nice guy, but it's not me who's dealing out the punishment or dealing with it. I just document and pass it on. So don't do it. Learning outcomes for lecture, learning outcomes for laboratory, lecture and laboratory advice. So this is a big class. This is not a class you can cram for. Most students, the majority of students going to be nurses say that either this class, anatomy or microbiology, are the hardest classes they have to take before nursing. A lot of students, this is the toughest class they take before they get in nursing school. It's gonna take time, it's gonna take effort, but we'll get through this together. Lecture and laboratory. Watch the videos and take notes while you're watching the videos. Review your notes and the posted notes for students. I post videos for every lab and lecture, and I also post typed notes for you. Compare your notes with my notes, combine them together. Integrate those notes and review for the class. Study groups. Study groups help. I use study groups in my schooling. They help immensely. This is my 8th semester doing this class at DVC, and I can tell you, students who attend study groups with other students do better in general. You can succeed without study groups, but it tends to help out a lot. Ask questions. I work for you. I mean, my job is to help you guys learn this material. I tell this to my students every single semester. When I interviewed for this job, I had, 3 kind of intimidating people in front of me asking me questions at the interview. And they asked me, what is the ideal grade curve, grade distribution for your class? And my answer was, I want every single student to get 100% on everything. I want straight A's in every single semester. That's my goal. I have not achieved that goal yet, but that's what I want. I want at the end of the semester, I want the dean to call me and say, hey, did all your students really get A's? And I want to say, yes, come look at their exams, come look at their projects. They all rocked it. That's what I want to happen. I'm here to help you. Keep up with the material. Don't fall behind. This is not a class you can fall behind in. There's weekly checkups. You have to schedule time to work every single week. You got to stay up on it. This is not a class that you can cram in. This is a tough one. This one requires work. So JLR 1 and 2 are due 9/2. You can find all the due dates for all the JLRs on the syllabus. Remember, the JLRs are designed to help you understand and be comfortable with primary research. JLR 1 through 5 will also get you prepared for the laboratory report. They all go together, they all build on each other. So keep your JLRs, turn them in when they're due, and just doing the JLRs, you're going to be ready for the 50-point write-up. Another thing that I've noticed over my 7 past semesters, students who miss non-test points tend to not get the grades they want in class. Get the non-test points, get the JLR points, get the laboratory report points. It's going to help your grade out. You can find those on Canvas. Moving right along. So when working through the laboratory content, start with the lab schedule, work through the class as the schedule tells you to. Laboratory topics, it'll tell you what lab we're doing on the day over here, what lab we're doing on the day over here. Go to that lab in the laboratory supplement. So it says lab 1 in the supplement, lab 2 in the supplement. That supplement will then tell you where to look in the manual, Some labs will be 100% in the supplement. Some labs will be 50-50, some labs will be 25-75, some labs will be 75-25. Start with the lab schedule to know what to do. Go to the lab supplement right here on the right side of the schedule, tells you what lab we're doing on what day. Go to that lab in the supplement. That supplement will tell you what pages, what sections to look at in the manual if you need to. This flow is what you want to do for lab. And with that, that's your orientation. Please read over your syllabus. Please look into the syllabus in detail. If you have any questions, please reach out, dsitzmann@dvc.com. I'm here to help you. Please email me questions. And please read over the syllabus a couple times. Every semester, I probably get 50, 60 questions where if the students just read the syllabus, they'd have their questions answered. It's going to be a great semester. You know exactly what is expected of you if you just look at the schedule. You know exactly where all the points come from. We're going to get through this. We're going to be successful. Have a fantastic day.